On the third game of Christmas, my true love played with me. 3 hours of Broforce freedom! Uck yeah! Oh, sorry. America. Guns, shooting, the 90s, action movies. Oh my god. Broforce. Broforce. Bro. This game, I love it. I've always loved it. I've played it so much. I had it pretty much since day one, I believe, and I've put so many hours into it. If you had to, like, take everything from my entire childhood and put it into one game, it's this game, honestly. It's fucking 2D, fucking old school pixel style. It's got every character, every manly character you could ever find in every movie and action, fucking any action movie type deal since the beginning of action movies, honestly. They're all in there. They're all in there. I'm not even gonna name them all. Let's just say they're all there, and they all have some fun twist of a name with bro in it, because Broforce. The name of the game is high-paced action, crazy guns, platforming, you know, Super Meat Boy style, 1001 spikes, like that style of platforming, fast-paced, but you got your shooting and your guns and your crazy bosses and just, oh man, it's so many different things in one. It's really annoying. You kill yourself all the time, you're dying all the time, crazy shit happens, you do something like amazing and then all of a sudden everybody dies because you blew something up that caused a chain reaction and you didn't realize it. It's crazy. It's got hilarious humor. You're in the middle of a, you know, generic terrorism war, every trope, every classic action war movie that's ever happened. It's all in this. It gets even crazier and deeper. I don't want to spoil it because honestly, to be 100% honest, this game is so worth playing through and playing through the campaign. And the, like, I don't want to call it a twist, but where the story goes, if you pay attention, is actually amazing and just as epic as the gameplay and everything else itself. And you can have 4 players, so you can have a crazy 4-player fest. Basically, you're, you know, one hit you die type deal, and you rescue different characters as you go. You find them in the boxes, and then that either that gives you a new character and adds a life to your life pool, or if somebody died, that brings that person back. Everybody's back, then whoever picks it up gets extra life in their life pool. And there are flags that bring people back if they have lives. There are checkpoints that are like permanent spots you get to, and if you die, you'll always start back at that spot. And then, like I said, bosses, crazy ass bosses. Last episode, or yesterday, the day before, day number 2, we played Crimson Land, and I mentioned how Crimson Land was a crazy shooter fest, but it wasn't really a bullet hell. This game has bullet hell. You're doing bullet hell, you're doing destructible environment, you're doing platforming, you're doing don't hit anything wrong or you die, and then at the same time you got your co-op, and you got some levels that start pushing you through it by having different elements going on, explosions happening. Like, it starts off slow, but the pace grows, and it keeps growing and growing and growing, and it does not stop. And until you get to the very end of the game, that pace just keeps building on itself. So, like, if you play through it, it is very natural. Like, it doesn't feel ridiculous. If you jump into the end of it after a while of not playing, it feels ridiculous. But if you build with it, the flow is so natural that, like, by the time you get to the end, like, it feels right. Like, it doesn't feel like the game is crazy. You're just, like, ready for it. But it takes a lot of hours to get there and a lot of time playing this game. So that, all of that said, where this game stands right now is it actually literally had an update when we played it. I had to do an update and added some characters and whatnot, new content, as well as I saw they did some big commercial where they like did an update. I think for like, I guess they pushed it onto PS5 maybe. I'm playing this right now in this video on PS4 because that's just where I had it and it was downloaded and I didn't want to mess with it. It kind of sucks making videos on my PS4 again because it's so like limited versus the PS5's capabilities. But I will be getting onto the PS5 in the future. It's just some of these games on the list ended up being PS4 games or easier to play here on PS4 because they're already here. However, I will be getting back to the PS5 videos because that's just, I love editing on there. But back to the game. So, Broforce. Woo, America! Woo! Eagle Screech. That's what this game is. It is a celebration of America. I've talked about it before. I think I did a review video on this, in fact. It's not a game that I have, like, you know, I didn't build my channel around this game. I don't play it a lot and make videos on it because it's more of a game that let's put it this way. The goal and ideal for this video series, the 12 games of Christmas, I told my wife I want to play 12 games, play 1 hour each session, and just make a video about that game. It'd be games either that I haven't played in a long time, or games that I've always wanted to play and I kept putting off on my list, and I could at least put an hour into it and make a video about it. That was the goal. So far, we've done just that. In fact, the last 2 games we played a little under an hour because things happened and we had to like stop, and it was like, oh, that was close enough to an hour. This game, we didn't stop. We literally played 3 hours, a little over 3 hours of the game when after we started. I got that first hour of content going, recorded, and then we just kept going and going and going. And I was like, I'll just keep recording. I'll just keep recording. And then like we ended up almost beating most of the campaign just for fun. That's what this game is. It's super addicting. It's not difficult. I mean, it has a difficulty level, but it's so much fun and so crazy that like it's part of the game. Even my wife, who is like, she is a gamer, but she's not like super hardcore. She's somewhere between hardcore and casual. And we haven't played a lot of games recently, so you know, she's rusty as is, and even she, you know, immediately was like, let's keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, play this game. And, you know, we actually have plans to keep playing it because it's such a fun game that you can't stop playing. So that's literally my endorsement for this game. Is like, it's such a fun game that like if you play it enough, and it depends on it being your style. Like, let's be clear, every time I suggest something being super awesome or cool, it depends on your style. If you're not into these kind of games, like, obviously you're not gonna like it. That I can't change that. But if there was a way for you to try the game for free to see if you are into this kind of game, it's fucking awesome. It's fun, it's easy, it's, look how simple it is. It's, you got your pixels, you got your break-in, everything's destructible, you're killing yourself all the time, you're blowing each other up, you're yelling at each other, sometimes making mistakes, but it's like in a happy way. It's not like nobody gets mad, we just have fun, and things are so ridiculous that most of the time you end up just laughing at it because you're like, oh my god, what the fuck just happened? Or you go through, like I've said, a crazy scenario, and one person survives, you're like, whew, alright, and then like something drops and explodes, and you're like, what? And it just, it's hilarious. It's great, it's good fun. Another couch co-op. The whole Christmas game series is not meant to be all co-op and all like play together games, but like so far it's been that way because like, hey, it's Christmas, and what's better than playing together and family and sharing? So like, it makes sense to me to have quite a few of these types of games, and games that I would want to play and talk about, and this is definitely one of them. Like, I say it in a lot of the videos I make, especially when I'm reviewing a game or playing something new, that I'm like, oh, I'll play this a lot, or oh, we love this game. And then you don't see any videos on it because I don't make content on every single thing I do. But this is one of those games that like, we haven't touched it for a while, and then pick it up and we can't stop playing for 3 hours. And we weren't even like, that wasn't the plan. The plan was 1 hour a game, make a video out of the content in that video, and bada bing, bada boom, done. Have 12 days of games for Christmas to talk about. And like, this one turned into, like I said, a 3-hour, 4-hour session. We only stopped because it was bedtime. But like, that's what this game is. And as somebody who, like I've said previously, I'm a little old, you know, and somebody who grew up in the 80s and the 90s and gets every reference from every movie and every character in this game. And hey, ladies, don't worry, there's female characters too. Yes, they give them bro names, but they're the chicks and they're fun. Like, there's Buffy the Vampire Slayer and like Xena and like Princess from Kill Bill, or the Bride, whatever. And like I said, pretty much every action movie character. Some actors that are famous for several different characters are in here several times. You got a few Chuck Norrises, you got a few Arnolds, you got a few Stallones, and just basically all the characters you could think of from the 80s forward. And I think even the 70s, I think you can get some like Mr. T and some MacGyver in there. So that, I would say 70s forward, you get a lot of 80s and 90s action movie characters. Even like some odd ones, but still popular through the 80s and 90s. Like, you'll get it. If you were alive and you see all the movies, you grew up on the action movies, you will get it. But that is Broforce, which, like I said, has an update. So we'll do Christmas, or Games of Christmas, past, present, future, past. Alright, the past is, it's not that new. It's old. It's an old game, but guess what? I've been playing it since day one, and it's freaking great. It's awesome. They have supported it since they launched it, and it is a great game. I didn't talk about the studio who put it out because I wasn't paying attention, and I would like to stay consistent. I don't want to be wrong, but I'm almost 100% certain this one is a Devolver Digital, which I've mentioned before. I look for a couple different types of names. One of them is 505 Games, always has good games. 10 Tons always makes good games. And Devolver Digital always makes good games. They are always this sort of style. I mentioned it before. They basically take a lot of quirky pixel style 2D old school style games, and they take old school style gameplay, turn it up to 1,000, and mix it with a little crack, and boom, you got a Devolver Digital game. They put out so many games. I guess I don't know, put out, whatever. Their name is attached to so many games that are like classics that like you expect a certain quality from it and you get it. And that's no different here with Broforce. So past, now present. Again, we picked it up. Haven't touched it in so long. Picked it up to play for an hour. We played for 4 hours. The game is still that addictive and that fun and that current that we played for 4 hours. As well as present, they recently had an update that added content. So there you go for present. And then when it comes to the future and Games of Xmas future, with all the things I just said adding up, I would say this is still a solid future game purchase. Like, if you were buying this as a game for someone, or you were looking for something fun, like, even now, I would suggest this as a purchase. And as always, when I suggest a purchase, I say it depends on your financial situation, and get it on sale, because don't pay full price. Come on now, get it on sale. If people have sales all the time on shit, that means the real price doesn't matter. Money's fake. Get it on sale. Save yourself a couple bucks. So that's, and if they're still updating it, and I think they brought it to the PS5, like I said with that last update that was most recent, then they must have some sort of future plans to do a little something, right? So there you go. Support, gameplay, replayability, it's all there. It's a great game, and like I said all the way back in the beginning of the video, the story is actually worth playing through. It's so fucking cool because not only does it go through all the tropes of the 80s and 90s action movies, and even the ones you wouldn't think of, the game takes it to a place that you wouldn't even like expect it to go, because it keeps ramping it up and going deeper and deeper and deeper into that crazy platforming, let me just say, bullet hell. Anyway, Broforce America, fuck yeah! Thanks for watching. Day number motherfucking 3, yeah. So as always, I'll see you on the next one tomorrow. Day number 4. Thanks for watching. As always, love you guys. Bye. I mean, Merry Christmas, you son of a bitch.